Okay, so now let's do some examples of how we would convert from one unit of metric to another unit in the metric system. So in this case here, for this part, we have 348 centimeters, so we're talking about length, right? So how would we convert from centimeters to meters? Well, in this case here, the really cool and easy thing about the metric system is that you're just moving decimal points, right? Because remember, when we're multiplying by powers of 10, we're moving the decimal point to the left because the number's getting bigger. Okay, so we're going to move the decimal point to the left as many spots as there are zeros, or as many spots as the exponent has. If we're going to a smaller number, right, or better, more in general, if we divide by powers of 10, then we're moving the decimal point to the left. Okay, because remember, every time you divide by 10, you're moving the decimal point to the left. So if we're dividing by a power of 10 that says, let's say, that has either 4 zeros or has an exponent of 4, negative 4 in this case, because negative exponents means we're dividing, then we're moving the decimal point to the left that many spots. So we're going smaller, it goes to the left. If we're making it bigger, we're going to the right. So it makes it very easy to convert from one unit of measure to the other just by moving the decimal point. And all we have to do is understand, given a prefix, we know what to do. We know what to divide by or multiply by. So let's do this. So now, if I'm going from centimeters to meters, so I'm going from something small to something big, okay? But it's the same amount, right? So be careful. I have 348 centimeters. I want to know what that is in meters. Okay, so it's the same amount, but because of the centimeters, right? How many meters is that? Well, here's how you do it. Just like we did before, you're going to take 348 centimeters over 1. And what do we want? We want meters. So what conversion ratio between centimeters and meters do we need? Well, we know that there are what? That 1 meter is equal to what? 100 centimeters. Why? Because there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Right? Because what are we doing? We're cutting up the meter into small pieces, 100 equal pieces. Okay? But keep in mind, centimeter is a smaller unit of measure than meter, right? So guess what? We're dividing by 100, which means that 348 centimeters is equal to 3.48 meters. So this is going to be 3.48. So if we're going from something that's a smaller measurement, a smaller unit of measurement to a bigger unit of measurement, then we're going to be moving the decimal point to the left, depending on what magnitude we're going from. Okay, now, what if I have 7 centimeters and I want to write it in millimeters? Well, let's do the same thing. So 7 centimeters over 1. And again, we want millimeters on top. Oops. So now we ask ourselves, well, how many millimeters are there in a centimeter? Well, the answer is 10. So we have 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. Why? How do we know that? Because there's only one difference. If you go, again, look at the table. If you go from centimeters to millimeters, it's just by a power of 10. Okay? So then guess what? If I have 7 centimeters, this ends up being 70 millimeters. So I move the decimal point to the left 1 spot. Or excuse me, to the right. And that's how you do it. Have a great day.